It's already 6 p.m., so let me start. Let's focus and jump into the main topic of today, which is Doozie token, decentralized personalized reward system for the internet. Let me first share the event outline today. So we have few key topics. First of all, I will be talking about why Doozie token is born. What is it we are trying to solve? How the user experience will be in the Doozie token ecosystem. Next, I'll move into our roadmap and what is it we are trying to achieve on a certain timeline. After that, I will talk about Doozie token on Gigalogy AI Platform. Next, I will talk about the token sale summary, how the tokens are being distributed, and where you can buy Doozie token. And finally, we'll have a Q&A session where I will go through your questions and try to answer them one by one. All right, so let's jump into why Doozie token is born. We are all familiar with reward programs. It's a good way for businesses to create user engagement or brand loyalty, or at least that's the purpose behind the reward programs. But unfortunately, reward programs are not being able to fulfill their goals because of so many reasons. So first, we will be looking at what are those reasons. From end user perspective, think about a reward program. You visit a EC shop or any particular product, and you see that they are trying to give you some reward for taking some actions. The problem here is that that particular reward programs runs on a centralized ecosystem. What I mean by that is the reward you will receive in return for the actions you take are only redeemable in that specific ecosystem. So what happens there is, for you as an end user, you have a very limited options to redeem those rewards. So you don't have many choices, you end up not using them, and that doesn't fulfill the purpose organizations have for these reward programs. And also, it's not good for you. You are taking actions, you are actually earning the rewards, but you are not being able to use it. The second problem from user perspective is that sometimes these rewards takes a long time to receive. It obviously depends on what kind of system it is. And also, in some cases, it expires. So what happens is, after earning the reward, if you do not redeem them in a certain timeline or time period, it will vanish from your account, which is certainly not a good experience from me or you or any end user who receives these rewards from these centralized reward programs. The third one is from a little bit different angle, is the pain point we face due to these programs. Businesses want higher user engagement. They want you to buy more of their product. They want you to be loyal to their services. And that's why they send you thousands, if not millions, of promotion materials that to your email, via pop-up, using marketing automation tools, etc., etc. But unfortunately, the traditional reward programs, they do not have that support of sending personalized reward program that will be suitable for you. And when that happens, you see a lot of unwanted information in your mailbox, via pop-up, whenever you visit a website, which is very annoying to me as well. So by sending personalized content to you, it could actually make your user engagement or your user experience better, and also could be beneficiary for the businesses. So these are some of the problems users are facing with the current traditional centralized reward programs. Now let's take a look at what are the problems on the business side. First of all, in order to maintain a reward program, it takes a lot of money. It's expensive. And especially if your reward program generates high amount of volume of transaction, it's not just expensive, you need a dedicated technical team in your company to manage it. Second, unlike financial products, let's say credit card or other services, reward programs are not built in a secure way. So what happens is they are by definition less secure and vulnerable to fraudulent activities. The third one is the current reward programs are pretty simple. It's mostly points for purchase. If you take an action, you receive a point. So businesses do not have a voice, do not have a chance to add the values and priorities that matters to them most into these reward programs. In order to do that, they had to take help from marketing automation tool and let's say a customer relationship tool or some other tools. So in order to achieve this straightforward goal, they probably have to end up spending more on few other different tools to achieve it. And to combine them all, it's not an easy task at all. So now that we talk about some of the key issues from organization perspective or business perspective, let's take a look at something new. So as we know that creator economy is getting very popular, more than 50 million people are currently involved in this economy, and it is growing. And the reason it is growing is because businesses or organization ecosystem is not as simple as it used to be. Previously, most of the products were in one end, you had businesses, and in another end, you have end users who are the consumers. Now you have this third party who are acting like a partner with the businesses and contributing to the growth of any businesses and acting as a partner. So that's where the creator economy or the contributor economy is booming very rapidly. But the problem with current reward management system or payment system in general is that they do not have the support or infrastructure for this new creator economy. And on top of it, the companies who are currently providing or doing a very good job in creating this third-party contributor or partner management system, they're using the traditional payment system. And if that payment system doesn't have support in areas you are located, unfortunately, you cannot get the fruit of these partner programs, even though you are generating very wonderful contents or value in the organization ecosystem. So now that we talked about problems, let's take a look at how we are trying to solve it. And obviously the solution is Doozie token, since you can understand from the title of this whole presentation. So with Doozie token, a decentralized, personalized reward platform, we want to connect these users, contributors, and organization in a way so that it will be a win-win experience for everyone. And how do you want to do it? The way we want to do it, where users, contributors, and organization come in a connected way that all of them can solve the problems they are facing now with the traditional reward management system or the reward management system in general. From user perspective, they will receive personalized offers designed by the businesses or organization. And upon fulfilling them, they will receive the reward in Doozie token. And they will be able to use this reward in the same ecosystem or a different one that supports Doozie token, or exchange it for a different asset. Pretty much what I'm trying to say is however they like. There is no restriction for users to decide how they want to use their earned rewards. For contributors, they will be able to earn a transparent revenue stream that has no discrimination, no matter where they are located, and being able to part of an ecosystem they actually care about by generating value in the business ecosystem. And for organizations, they can manage a reward, they can have a reward management system that is more secure, personalized, solves all the problem we mentioned, and it will end up having them higher user engagement, and which will eventually lead to the brand loyalty. How it works. So it has mainly three components. Obviously, at this point, you already know that one of the components is offer personalization. So if an organization decides to use Doozie token ecosystem in their business, they will be able to send personalized offers to their users instead of sending just offers that has no connection to the end user itself, himself or herself. And once those users fulfill the offer, Doozie platform will generate reward and send the Doozie token back to the end user immediately. And then user will be able to use it however they like. If they want to convert it to a different asset, they will be able to do it. If they would want to use it in an EC shop that supports Doozie token, they can use it there too. Or if they want to use it in an electronics shop where Doozie token is supported, they can do it there too. So however they like. And if we look at it very carefully from business perspective, by doing nothing other than integrating Doozie token to their ecosystem, they are automatically gaining one big advantage here. That is a much bigger user base for their ecosystem. So if I am a loyal user of EC shop and I know that Doozie token is also supported in this electronic shop, I might be considering visiting this new electronic shop whenever I have a necessity of an electronics product. And that way, the businesses get to expand their expand their ecosystem, bring in new users from other businesses, and in other way, both businesses can share their user base among them. So now let's take a look at the overview of Doozie token, kind of from a technological point of view. So it's a token built on Stellar network. I think some of you already know about it. And we hope that it will be the unit of exchange for a decentralized, secure, transparent, personalized reward system. Now let's take a look at some of the advantages Doozie token has over existing centralized system. Obviously, I already mentioned few of them in the previous slides. I will just go through each of them here and kind of sum up the advantages. First one is centralized reward management systems are isolated from each other. And they are very expensive, as we know. On the other hand, Doozie platform is not only decentralized, it's a free software. There is no system cost or whatsoever. And due to the centralized nature, we have seen that reward redemption is lower. A lot of points goes unused every year. And we are hoping that with decentralized nature and giving users ample opportunities to use their earned reward, it will increase that thing. Centralized rewards expires after a certain time. We don't have to worry about it since Doozie token runs on a blockchain, and we know that the token never expires. In most cases, it's very slow to receive. In our cases, Doozie token cases, it will be near real time, and obviously it will be very secure. In some cases, there are missing scenarios where user is supposed to receive a reward, but they don't get it. Since we have a transparent way, and with Doozie token, we can promise that the reward will be delivered to user upon successful fulfillment of the conditions. Centralized systems are expensive. In our case, it's highly reliable with zero system fee and fully managed. By fully managed, I mean that it will be very easy for businesses to integrate it to their system. Less vulnerable to fraudulent activities. We talked about it before. And we also talked about that centralized reward management system focus on points for purchase. It doesn't actually care whether it is sending non-relevant offers to the end users or not. But since one of the key element or component of Doozie token ecosystem is that it is capable of sending personalized offers, so each user receives the most suitable offers for them, and this actually increases the probability of them redeeming their reward. Another question is why we chose to go with Stellar to build our Doozie token network. There are other platforms out there, as we know. Ethereum is one of the very popular options, and these days there are a few other very good options as well. So one of the things is that for any asset, any medium of exchange, it needs to be fast if we try to send it from one person to another person. And one of the good things about Stellar Network is that it is quick. It takes somewhere between 3 to 5 seconds for a token holder to send some tokens from one person to another. The second one is, by default, the nature of Doozie token says that there will be millions of micropayments, since we are talking about rewards here. So the transaction needs to be cheap. If the transaction fee is very high, it is not an asset user would wish to hold or even do anything with it. So it is very suitable for payments. Third one is it comes with a built-in exchange. So what it helps us to do is that it comes with a built-in support where we can exchange Doozie token or other assets in the same network very easily. The fourth one is not what we actually want to do here, but it's just something you can do that I thought we should add here, that you can actually optionally control who can hold your token. We have no intention to do that in our Doozie token idea, but that's something you can do here as well, if you wish to. The fifth one is ability to do voting, dividends, or awards all in the same network. So we do not have to create separate things for these things if we want to achieve this. The sixth one is unify how exchanges and offers can deal with your token. So this is a very important one. So if any exchange supports Stellar, and we know that a lot of exchanges support Stellar. Stellar is a very successful platform out there. So we do not have to do any extra work to list our token in those exchanges. So if Stellar is supported, Doozie token will be automatically supported in those exchanges. So that gives us a huge advantages when it comes to reach a huge amount of people in the future. Now I would like to compare between different exchanges out there. I know that there are most of crypto users currently use centralized exchange. And as I mentioned in my previous slide, that Stellar comes with a built-in decentralized exchange. So in this slide, I want to focus on a little bit about what's good about it. And here I have mainly 5 points. First one is private key position. So if you are not familiar with private key, let me just give you an easy example of what private key means. So imagine that it is like your password. You have a public key and you have a private key. You can share the public key with anyone, because if you wish someone to send you some money, you can send them your public key. They can send the balance there. So it's like your email address, but the private key is the one important information you should never share, and it pretty much decides anything you want to do with your account. You need that private key. Without it, you can never access your account balance or anything. So if you lose it, that's a very bad thing, very, very sad thing for you, because you will lose all the assets in your account. So now talk about in centralized exchange, where the private key is located. In centralized exchange, those private keys are located in central servers. So that your exchange owners or the company who built the exchange itself. And we know that we have seen lots of hacker attacks on centralized exchanges. And last year, most of the attacks happened on crypto world happened on centralized exchanges. So there is nothing more to add to there, that there is a risk involved. If your centralized exchange gets hacked, you might lose your asset. And if there is another very popular option when it comes to exchanges is Ethereum-based decentralized exchanges. In Ethereum-based decentralized exchanges, your assets or funds are stored in smart contracts. So in that scenario also, you actually do not have the private key to yourself. The third one you have here is the Stellar Decentralized Exchange. So that's the beauty here, that your private key actually belongs to you. That's how it is built. So if you don't wish to do anything with it, if you keep it in a secure way, unless someone get access to your physical device or the hard drive you kept it, your account is secure. The next one is on-ledger order book. So in order to explain it a little bit, I need to first talk about what is an order book. So order book is like a buy-sell record. Let's say someone wants to buy an asset for certain price. Someone wants to sell asset for a certain price. So you have to pretty much understand that there will be a buy order, there will be a sell order. So where does that order book located for centralized exchanges? So for centralized exchanges, that order book also is located on centralized servers. So I know that the centralized exchanges are not going to do anything bad with it, but if for some reason they want to change it, they can actually do it if they want to. They probably won't, but if they want to, they can change it. Or some bad thing can happen. The centralized servers are down, so everything gets jammed. For Ethereum DEXs, since the transaction time takes a quite good amount of time in Ethereum-based decentralized exchanges, most of them also keep the order book off ledger in a separate server. But for a Stellar decentralized exchange, actually it also comes built in with the Stellar network. So it also lives on ledger. Next one is, where does the settlement happens? When you create a transaction, does actually the balance or the asset or the fund swap from account A to account B in the blockchain or on ledger? For central ecosystem, I think at this point, you already know the answer is no, because your private key is in central servers. So obviously on ledger cannot happen here. For Ethereum DEXs, yes. And for a Stellar decentralized exchange, it's also yes. Now come to the part I actually focus a lot or made my mind when we decided to use Stellar. is the transaction fee. This is the fee that centralized exchange takes when any transaction happens in there. It's an average value for any transaction of $100 worth and 100,000 transactions. So to sum it up, 100,000 transactions, each of $100 worth. So for centralized exchange, sorry about my voice, it's somewhere between $25,000. For Ethereum-based DEXs, it's somewhere between $24,000 on top of the Ethereum network fee, and we know that it's crazy expensive. And for the same scenario, in Stellar decentralized exchange, the fee is somewhere between 40 cents. So this is crazy. The last one is, we talked about it, in order to become a medium of exchange, a good asset, transaction speed needs to be fast. Obviously, for centralized exchange, one of the benefits is that things are pretty fast there, since you do it centrally, 1 to 3 seconds. Usually it happens in 1 second. Ethereum DXs are a little bit slower, somewhere between 3 minutes. As of now, it could be updated since I last verified it. And for Stellar DX, it is between 3 to 5 seconds. So that makes Stellar decentralized exchange the fastest decentralized exchange out there in terms of transaction speed. So now that I talked a lot about why you chose Stellar Network to build Doozie token on top of it, let's talk a little bit about roadmap. So in version 1, our goal is to integrate Doozie token to Gigalogy AI Platform. And the reason we decided to choose it is because Gigalogy Platform is a perfect example for Doozie token. It has 3 entities, just like our entities, initially the value proposition we shared: end users, businesses who are our customers, and contributors. So I will talk details about how Doozie token will work on Gigalogy AI Platform in the next slide, so I'm going to avoid any details here. In the same version, we will also integrate Doozie token to Doozie Shop. It's an e-commerce-based shop where end users can receive Doozie token by purchasing items from there. And in the version 2, we will focus more on decentralized finances. And our main focus will be an enhanced user experience. Our end users or Doozie token holders will be able to increase their asset by depositing their asset to our liquidity pool and also get dividends for their holding time and contributions. So the main goal of the version 2 is creating an experience just like we use cash. And the third one is version 3, where we intend to make Doozie platform available for organizations to use in their ecosystem. At this point, we will have REST APIs, SDKs, and very easy to use way for our businesses or customers to integrate Doozie token ecosystem as a personalized reward management system to their digital product or wherever they like. Okay, so now let's take a look at how Doozie token will work on Gigalogy AI Platform. So before I get into that, let me first tell a little bit about how Gigalogy AI Platform works, or what is it we are talking about. So this AI platform is the place where businesses or individuals can come and look for an AI solution. And from the UI, by just clicking few things, they can produce or they can create a production-ready environment for that AI solution, and then they can integrate to their product with minimum effort. So you can understand that somebody needs to build those solutions. Obviously, our product team has been working extremely hard to build those solutions, but we cannot build all of them. So that's where the third-party contributor comes in. We will enable Gigalogy developer program, and any machine learning engineers or data scientists or AI engineers or anyone who wish to build AI solution and earn revenue can participate into the developer program. And by contributing to the Gigalogy AI platform ecosystem, they will earn or receive DZT token in return. For our customers, they can subscribe to those solutions, purchase those solutions in DZT token, and also enable DZT token reward management system to their product. And once they do, their end users will receive those personalized offers and receive DZT token once they fulfill the conditions of those offers. So what Gigalogy AI platform does here is it shows a production prototype or a production case for us that how the DZT token ecosystem will work in the real world. And it will help us to overcome all the struggles or all the difficulties we might face while we execute it. Token distribution, this is also pretty important. Gigalogy will hold 450 million DZT token, which is roughly 15% of the total market supply. We'll keep 450 million DZT token, another 15% for the user growth fund, 10%, which is 300 million DZT token for the business growth fund. And during the token sale, 1.8 billion DZT token will be out there for purchase. So what is user growth fund and business growth fund? Sorry. All right, so user growth fund is the fund that will be used to incentivize our early adopter users in the DZT token ecosystem. Any end user or third-party contributors who will be contributing to the DZT token ecosystem will be rewarded from this user growth fund. And also, as we discussed a little bit earlier, that we'll have a dividend mechanism system, dividend system for our DZT token holder every quarter. So we'll also use this user growth fund continuously to reward our early adopter users. And this thing will continue until this entire user growth fund is vanished or exhausted. Business growth fund. So this one is for organizations to participate in DZT token ecosystem. Any early adopter organizations, whatever medium it is, participate in DZT token ecosystem will be rewarded with it. And they can use this reward to send personalized offers to their end users and increase their user engagement or get the benefit of DZT token ecosystem. Business growth fund will also continue until it is exhausted. So what are we planning to do with this token sale money that we are trying to raise? Obviously, most of it will go to the product development according to the roadmap I shared earlier. Some of it will go to our market adoption strategy, partnership building with potential businesses, and other costs. Lastly, where can I buy DZT token? So you can actually buy it on different places. The first one is Stellar Decentralized Exchange that we focused very deeply today. And we created a guideline on how to buy DZT token from Stellar Decentralized Exchange directly. And I think all of you are either in our email subscriber list or in our Discord channel. So this information will be shared with you later, so no need to take notes for this now. But this is recommended for technical people as it is not so user-friendly. That's why we needed to actually create a guide for it. And so if you need a little bit user-friendly environment, then we would recommend using StellarX, which is a decentralized crypto platform. Stellar Term, which is an open source client that basically does everything on top of decentralized Stellar decentralized exchange. So basically, you get a nicer user experience for the decentralized exchange. Stellar Port is also something you can use. That is also a portal of all assets on the Stellar network. So for all these first 4 options, we assume that you have some sort of experience dealing with crypto asset before, or you have some asset in a centralized exchange, or you actually hold some Lumen in your another account, things like that. But we can also think that there are maybe some of you, this is the first time you probably are considering purchasing a crypto asset. So inside Japan, this is only Japan, we also support purchase Doozie token by Japanese yen. So in order to make that happen, please contact us via the chat icon located at the bottom right corner of doozie.io. So if you visit doozie.io, you'll understand what I mean. There is the intercom icon there. And if you contact us that this is the first time you are actually trying to purchase Doozie token or any crypto asset, we will guide you how to do that. We'll help each of you. All right. So I think that would be all. Thank you very much for listening to me today. So, okay, great. So we will move to the Q&A section. So let me open up the questions that we have received so far. Well, I received a very good question. The question is that, as we know, MoneyGram is partnering with Stellar. And as you mentioned, if someone is accepting a Stellar, it will accept Doozie token too. Does it mean we can convert Doozie token into physical currency straight away? Actually, yes, since we are planning to create our default liquidity with Lumen, which is the native currency of Stellar network. So with this partnership, this makes Doozie token even more user-friendlier, actually. So now you can, since we have a default liquidity between Doozie token and Lumen, so you can, in order to convert it to a physical currency straight away, you have to use the part payment provided by Stellar, and that will automatically convert it to the currency of your choice. Or you can do it by yourself. You can convert Doozie token to Lumen, and from Lumen to any currency you want. Okay, we got another question, and this is also a very interesting one. We're talking about exchanging, but can we directly use it without converting? Yes, that's also the idea. So if Doozie token ecosystem is integrated to, let's say, an EC shop or any digital product, then you don't have to actually convert it. You can directly use it to purchase or take an action of your choice. And to begin with, at Gigalogy AI Platform, Doozie token will act as one of the medium of payment. So you can subscribe our AI solution with Doozie token, and also you can enable Doozie token ecosystem to your product and send rewards directly to your end users. And after that, on Doozie Shop, we plan to do the same. So there you can actually purchase items, your daily life items. It will be basically a e-commerce shop where you can purchase whatever you like and earn Doozie token in the process. And once you have enough Doozie token as a reward, you can also use those Doozie token on purchasing certain items. So yes, to the answer, and the direct answer to your question would be yes. Yes, I think you mentioned about something interesting, that whether it will be, actually it's a new question, I moved to a new question by the way, that don't you think it will be less user-friendly, as now user can access their rewards in the platforms they are already using, but using Doozie token, user is going to need a new wallet or another way, a medium. And from personal experience, crypto wallets are not user-friendly, technically complicated. You are very true about what you said. And this is probably one of the blockers or one of the obstacle we have to overcome. And how we overcome is going to make the difference here. So as we mentioned initially during about our organization's issues at the initial slides, let me go back there, that the current system they use, it actually costs them a good amount of money. So yes, from organization perspective, maybe your question is not about that. Your question is about from user perspective. So what we provide or what we are trying to do with our platform is that we are trying to make this crypto experience as user-friendly as possible. And I myself also used multiple different crypto wallets, and personally speaking, I'm not happy with how it works. It's also all gibberish, A, B, C, D. You are trying to send something to some address that you cannot even pronounce in a full sentence because of how the address looks like. So certainly, if we do not provide a better experience or equal level of experience to our end users, then it will be difficult. But that's what Doozie platform is trying to do in our version 2 in the roadmap, that enhancing the user experience, making crypto experience the same way we use cash, so that it doesn't bother user that, okay, the company decided to change to a crypto-based reward management system. So now I have to, stick to some wallet that I do not like. So we are trying to make that integrable to their current system without making too many changes from the user perspective, that user doesn't feel like that they have to do a lot of hard work in order to set it up or receive the reward or use it in general. Okay, we got a new question. Usually if you buy or sell crypto, you have to pay the text if you are in profit. What about Doozie token? Right, it will act similar to the current utility tokens. So since it is acting like a functional goods, so if you purchase it and you sell it and you make a profit, then it will be taxable by the rules and regulations of the country or area you are located at. Thanks for your nice comment. I hope the same. Actually, we want to create that level of experience, just super simple, because we have seen that there have been some good projects out there for the last 10 years. If you look back when cryptocurrency first emerged, and now we have seen a lot of good projects where technical people or in general engineers or data scientists, they just trade it in their own world. And we haven't seen that people from product development side or people from business side are not coming into this industry. But in the last few years, that has changed. A lot of product-focused companies are coming in. They are trying to make the user experience better. We are one of them. We have the experience of developing high transaction, high volume product, both B2C and B2B, that gained huge user base and revenue in the past. So we will use that experience and try our best to make sure that that crypto experience is same, in some cases better than how we currently do things with any payment system. Well, that's a very good question, and we try to, you know, it's possible like that. Maybe someone will try to argue that because it has this blah blah blah, we can consider as security. So whenever we wrote the white paper, and whatever we are doing here, we completely try to focus on it as if it is a functional goods. So if somebody asks us a question, point out that, okay, this particular nature of Doozie token might be in a gray area as a security, then we will be able to explain to them. And we have no intention to make it as a security. Our entire intention is to solve a problem we have in our hand with the power of blockchain, and we thought that this is the best way to solve it. So if someone points out that question, I think we are ready to answer back them immediately. Okay, so Doozie token is a limited supply token. So there will be a total supply of 3 billion Doozie token, and there will be no more Doozie token in the existence. So, and with the token sale started, 1.8 billion of them will be out there for people to purchase initially at a fixed rate for 30 days that we discussed. And after that, we have no plan to issue any more Doozie token. So maybe after this, someone might ask me, how do I verify that, or how do I guarantee that there will be no more Doozie token later? Actually, a good thing about Stellar Network is that you can actually guarantee people that there will be no more tokens in the future. And in order to do that, what you have to do is you have to lock the issuer account. So that's what we intend to do. We have plans to lock our Doozie token issuer account. And once that is done, we cannot issue any more tokens, even if we want to. So it's a limited supply token. Straightforward answer. Okay, so we are almost at the end of our event today. Once again, thank you everyone for joining this session today. And so many wonderful questions came from the audience. It will help us to focus on our product roadmap even better than before this event. All right, so that would be all for today. Thank you once again, and have a nice evening.